But where do you go from there, man? Ricky Rockman, that's one of my favorite guests. That one's going up on Instagram and YouTube, certainly. Hey, that's what I say. We best guest, hardest hitting opinions. Where are they at? Right here, Tri-City Sports. Now we do not shy away from that. Everybody else talking about, there's a NASCAR. Oh, look, all the fans are back now. Yeah, they were. But not to the extent that it's going to sell out. It's still 2/3 capacity at Bristol. Now, did they build Bristol too big? Maybe. I mean, no, that's a very legitimate question right now. Is Bristol Motor Speedway the last great Coliseum? And for that matter, I have absolutely no idea whether Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum sucks. But evidently, it's not great. This is the last great, Well, you see, the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, it was built in 1923, so it actually came in before, and, dude, you're being a little pretentious, okay? Let's just get that out there. But let's look at this. Is BMS the new Cleveland Stadium? There's an analogy right there. And I mentioned this, if anybody remembers old Cleveland Stadium, which I believe was torn down in 1996, but if you were of Generation X, and there was a time where they would say, the largest ballpark in the major leagues is Cleveland Municipal Stadium, seating 74,000 people. And if you ever were at an Indians game when they had 74,000 people there, it was something else. The problem was that was about once every 2 to 5 years, if that. And yeah, I mean, when the place was originally built, the Indians, they were at an old ballpark called League Park, parts of which still stand. And they play baseball there still to this day. But it was a smaller ballpark, okay. And basically, even in the 1930s, the Indians were sort of like, well, wait a minute here. We're never going to be able to sell 74,000 seats. I think it was even bigger back when it initially opened. On a regular basis. Why don't we have special event games here at Cleveland Stadium, and we'll keep playing at League Park for a while. And I played for 16 years, I think, from 32 to 47, sharing both stadiums until finally Bill Veeck bought the team and said, I'm going to play Cleveland Stadium all the time. Now, the problem here was this. I mean, yeah, opening day maybe, or, they used to have a promotion. The Indians were real bad back then. They used to have a promotion on 4th of July. The Yankees came in a lot. And the promotion was that if you filled up at a local gas station, they gave you 2 tickets to the game on July 4th. So that usually had a lot of people. You get a big crowd for that. Everything else was like 3,000 people in a 74,000 seat stadium, which is just, it's a tomb. And so you had that problem. Now, I wonder, even for that, fill up and get 2 tickets to the Indians game on a 4th of July, come on, that's a great promotion. But even then, you were saying, well, we'll go to 1 game, this will be it, it's the big event. And even then, there'd be a lot of empty seats. Okay, there'd be a tremendous amount of empty seats. 10,000 or so, I mean, they had trouble. 74,000 seats is a lot to sell for a baseball game. It's a lot to sell for a football game. There were plenty of Browns games that didn't sell out there. And I mention all this because I think that's what Bristol Motor Speedway, well, at our heyday, I had 187,000 people there for Battle of Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia Tech, and for all those old NASCAR, hold off on the Asian house. All those old NASCAR races, we've got all, no, I get it. I do. But, hey, let's talk a little bit about this. I mean, you've got a circumstance right now where, I don't know, you cannot sell 150,000 seats at Bristol on a consistent basis. And so they're talking about how great the crowd was. It's still 2/3 capacity. How do you do that? I mean, do you start sectioning off the stage, put tarps over the old seats? See, the one thing I don't like about both Neyland Stadium and Bristol Motor Speedway There was a time where you could go to those games and you could see the mountains in the background or the Tennessee River in Knoxville in the background. There was scenery to it. This is why I used to say they hated the old cookie cutter baseball stadiums. There's no view. Well, there's no view now in BMS or Neyland Stadium. And they're probably both now built too big. What do? I don't know how you knock out a section. I don't see how you're able to do that. You'll have an occasional event. Okay. Tennessee gets good again. Alabama's coming in. I'm sure they'll have 105,000 seats sold for those games. I mean, but if it's, Tennessee right now, look at them. They're trying to sell seats like nobody's business. It used to be you had to have a seat, give a donation to the school to buy a season ticket. Now it's come see us play Georgia State, please. So, there you have it with that. Talk a little bit, and I just think that might be what Bristol is nowadays. One more baseball note before we go, and I do want to play this. Braves really had a wonderful series over the weekend with the Dodgers. I loved the strategy in the fifth inning of their 4-3 victory against the Dodgers, in which Mike Fultonevich was starting to lose it in the fifth, and I'm, one of these guys that thinks that pitchers should try to go 9 and all this, which I'm told is antiquated thinking, but still, I've seen it been done originally. That's how I was introduced to baseball.